So according to Tom Henderson, Sony is planning to release second generation of PlayStation 5 console this year. Let's look into this. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So there's been quite a lot of different leaks and rumors and speculation on PlayStation 5 Pro and Slim, and we all know what these different types of consoles are all about. But we've got actually a nice summary and a bit of a new information on what's coming probably this year, and this information is a courtesy of Tom Henderson. He's a well-known insider and reporter as well. He actually got quite a lot of stuff right on many things, Battlefield, hardware stuff as well. And he was asked about what's going on with these PlayStation 5 upgrades and stuff, and he actually created this thread on Twitter, basically commenting on some of this stuff. And he said this: on all the PlayStation 5 Pro Slim rumors, I don't think it's a Pro or Slim. My understanding is that it's just Gen 2 of the regular PlayStation 5. So that's actually interesting take on it, to be honest with you. The normal PlayStation 5 will cease production at the end of this year, and the new model will start in April and begin selling in September. Sony wouldn't cease production of the Gen 1 PlayStation 5 if they had different consoles in production or different price points / specs. The new PlayStation 5 will reduce cost in production and shipping because they can produce just one console with a detachable disk drive. Obviously, he's talking about optical drive, right? And this is actually an interesting thing as well. As for if there's going to be a Pro version this generation, I'm not entirely sure. It doesn't feel like the regular version has been fully utilized yet, and probably won't be en masse until the end of this year. All I can say is that I've heard more about PlayStation 6 than a PlayStation 5 Pro, which is interesting because I remember that in that Xbox Activision deal kind of case, Sony had to actually provide some documentation to FTC, if I'm not mistaken, talking about around what time they planning to release next generation consoles. And they were talking about they're not expecting to release a new console, like next generation console, by 2028. So yeah, kind of interesting thing to actually read, really, right? So it sounds like this generation is going to be quite long too. Like they released these consoles in 2021, and we'll have to wait until probably end of 2028 at least for the proper next generation consoles. I'm not even sure if we're going to get like a proper next generation consoles, because if you actually look what's going on with these next generations, we're not really getting that anymore. Okay, so this is what he said. Also, he said that as for if the PlayStation 5 looks like the old one, I think so. I don't think there are any radical changes there. So this is Tom Henderson on the whole PlayStation 5 Pro Slim model. Now, he did report on that on the detachable drive before on his website, Insider Gaming, if I'm not mistaken. And so there's actually a couple of interesting things here. He talks about Gen 1 and Gen 2 PlayStation 5. So that suggests quite substantial redesign, at least internal redesign, because he mentioned that in terms of specs and I guess even the look of the console, nothing will really change. And like PlayStation 5 Pro would probably deliver both totally different look and different specs, right? So that's one thing. Another thing is that about redesign, like the external look, obviously, they will have to change some things around anyway, because like sounds like from what he's saying, they will be producing just one PlayStation. No more PlayStation standard and digital edition. That's what he's actually suggesting, right? There will be just one PlayStation 5 with no optical drive. So there will be only PlayStation 5 digital. And if you're going to be one of the gamers that still likes physical games and discs and stuff, you will be able to buy yourself a, basically a drive which you will be able to attach to your PlayStation 5, and voila, you're done. You've got optical standard edition of PlayStation 5. That's actually quite interesting because he's suggesting that it costs more money to produce two different versions, of course, like makes sense, I guess. And but at the same time, they will have to produce two devices anyway. It's just like one device will be one model of PlayStation 5, and the other device is the drive. So maybe the drive production will be I guess less hassle. I don't know, but I think the whole idea behind it is that to actually force people into buying digital only and forgetting about optical drives, because I think that they are understanding that more and more gamers are into digital purchases more and stuff. Like not many people actually buy these optical drives and physical discs and games anymore. And I think that's just proof of that, and interesting concept as well. Now, with that news, I'm actually wondering if Xbox is thinking about Xbox Series X Slim without the drive too, because that would drop the price of Xbox Series X for sure. And like I said, and Xbox have been pretty digital anyway, especially with Game Pass and that kind of stuff. So Xbox have been promoting discless gaming for a while now, especially with Xbox Series S. So it is what it is. So yeah, interesting things here, guys. Now I'm a bit worried about the fact that he doesn't really hear much about the mid-gen refreshes when it comes to these consoles, because I would expect these consoles to arrive not necessarily this year, because I think it's too early, because these game developers still haven't really maxed out current consoles. So if anything, we would probably be looking at end of 2024 or 5 maybe for these upgraded consoles, and then maybe 3-4 years later we may get a proper next generation. So maybe that's why he's not really hearing much about these upgraded consoles. But there's been a lot of rumors and speculation about it. There's been a couple of YouTubers talking about it as well. Even Jess Corden recently started suggesting that we may actually see these upgrades at some point in the future. So who knows, right? It is what it is. So anyway, guys, that's the video. I'm not sure how I feel about this PlayStation 5. I think for the gamers that own PlayStation 5 already, doesn't really change much, because this new console, not really going to offer anything new for them, to be honest. So yeah, it makes no sense to upgrade unless you are having some issues with your current consoles. So if you own PlayStation 5 already, I don't think this new console is going to offer any incentive to buy that particular console, to switch. Because it's still going to be the same PlayStation 5, just more power efficient, maybe cheaper, who knows, and it will come with the detachable optical drive, which you will have to pay extra anyway, right? It's not like you will get that for free, right? So yeah, interesting news for sure. We'll see how that goes. If anything, we'll probably start hearing about this console more and more this year, and if they are planning to release it this year in September, expect some announcements around summer, probably official announcement. So anyway, guys, that's the video. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Thanks for support. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.